Hey there, David here, checking in from wherever you happen to be watching this today, and I truly hope your current projects are flowing smoothly. Today, I'm diving deep into my absolute favorite trio of completely free methods for permanently embedding subtitles, often called hardcoding, directly into any video or movie file you are working with. I field this question constantly from creators who absolutely need captions burned in, meaning they are part of the visual stream, rather than just relying on side-loaded SRT files that viewers must toggle on. Crucially, everyone wants tools that cost absolutely $0, and perhaps even more importantly, don't require dedicating weeks to learning an overly complicated new piece of software. So, without further ado, I'm going to walk you through the 3 specific utilities that I rely on most frequently, detailing exactly what I appreciate about each one, what minor frustrations they cause me, and finally, where a specialized tool like Vizard elegantly fits into the overall post-production ecosystem. Let's transition right into tool number 1, which is the remarkably versatile and fast HandBrake, a fantastic utility known for being lightweight and completely cross-platform across all major operating systems. This is genuinely my primary choice whenever the singular goal is achieving a rapid, no-nonsense hardcode where speed of delivery trumps any desire for intricate visual customization. The process itself is beautifully straightforward. You simply drag your main video file into the program window, import the corresponding SRT subtitle file, confirm the subtitle track is set to burn in, and then initiate the encoding sequence. It handles this core function with incredible speed, operates seamlessly whether you are on Windows, macOS, or Linux, and solidifies its reputation as one of the absolute best free transcoders available today. The main reason I champion HandBrake so often is its inherent combination of raw speed and almost unparalleled operational simplicity for this task. If your sole requirement is to successfully bind those subtitles to the video stream and move on to your next task without delay, HandBrake will execute that perfectly without demanding much in the way of a learning investment. It's essentially flawless for those straightforward jobs where the only real need is for clearly readable text, without any requirement for customized fonts, elaborate shadows, or any kind of fancy visual styling. However, where HandBrake starts to show its age is in the user interface, which has become somewhat layered, requiring you to specifically click into tracks and then select Import Subtitle to find the hidden options these days. Furthermore, there is a significant drawback in that it offers absolutely no live preview capability, meaning you cannot actually see how your subtitle text will render onto the final video frame before the entire encode is finished. You also lose all granular control over typography, being unable to select a custom font or apply any advanced stylistic treatments like outlines or drop shadows to the captions. Additionally, if you are managing several subtitle files simultaneously, the imported subtitles language tag or its source file name often doesn't display clearly, leading to potential mix-ups about which version you actually loaded into the job. Despite these annoyances, for any quick urgent burn-in requirement, it remains incredibly difficult to find a faster or simpler free alternative than what HandBrake provides. As a pro tip for quality seekers, you absolutely must pay close attention to your target bitrate settings, and if you opt for an average bitrate mode, enabling 2-pass encoding will yield noticeably superior visual results. But in summary, you should always think of HandBrake as your go-to for quick, scrappy, and reliable subtitle embedding when time is the most critical factor. Switching gears to tool number 2, we move into the realm of DaVinci Resolve, which is certainly a heavyweight application but offers a level of unparalleled flexibility once you are inside the program. If you already conduct your main video editing within Resolve, or if visual control over the look and precise placement of the captions is paramount, this is unquestionably the superior choice for the job. The workflow begins with creating a fresh project, importing all your primary visual clips along with the necessary SRT file, and then dropping the subtitle track directly onto the timeline for immediate manipulation. Once on the timeline, you gain the remarkable ability to visually inspect each individual subtitle block, giving you the power to tweak its exact position, add custom backgrounds, dynamically change the size on a per-line basis, and even apply crucial effects like stroke or shading. This granular control is especially vital for ensuring right-to-left languages, such as Arabic or Hebrew, display with the correct character ordering and overall visual coherence. What truly sells me on using DaVinci Resolve for this process is the comprehensive, absolute styling power it hands over to the creator for complete typographic command. Are you envisioning a vibrant colored box sitting directly behind specific lines of text for emphasis? Or perhaps requiring different placements for various dialogue points throughout the narrative? Resolve grants you that direct preview capability, letting you see precisely how every single subtitle block will behave in direct context with the surrounding visual edit before you commit to the final render. Another huge benefit is its platform consistency, as it remains fully cross-platform supporting Windows, Mac, and Linux, and naturally integrates perfectly if your primary editing or color grading already happens within the Resolve environment. On the flip side, this power comes at a cost because it is inherently much heavier on your computer's hardware resources compared to lighter utilities. Consequently, if you aren't mindful of your expert settings, those final rendering times can stretch out considerably, often consuming significant amounts of waiting time. Moreover, users frequently find themselves getting bogged down fiddling with numerous small interconnected settings that collectively add up to a surprisingly complex initial setup for a simple burn-in task. And if you are not already invested in the Resolve ecosystem, the initial learning curve required just to successfully burn in subtitles can feel quite daunting for a novice user. When it finally comes time for export, you must remember the essential workflow step. Navigate to the Deliver page, explicitly set your subtitle export options, and importantly, choose Burn into Video instead of the default separate file output. After confirming those critical settings, you can then confidently send the final task off to the render queue and let the machine handle the heavy lifting. Ultimately, if your project demands that high degree of styling precision and visual control, Resolve absolutely justifies the extra effort and computational overhead it demands. Moving on to tool number 3, we arrive at Subtitle Edit, which I consider the utility I turn to specifically when I need truly precise font control, combined with a wonderfully fast visual preview. This application quietly integrated a dedicated burn-in feature some time ago, and it has since evolved into a surprisingly powerful and capable tool for this exact purpose. The general workflow involves dragging your source video into the application, opening your pre-prepared SRT file, navigating to the video menu, and selecting Generate Video with Burned-in Subtitles to unlock the options. Once there, you are immediately presented with comprehensive options to modify the font face, scale the size, set alignment precisely, manage complex directional scripts, and even insert a solid opaque background box behind the text for maximum impact. A major selling point is the live-ish preview window it provides, allowing you to actually see a representation of how the final burned-in text will appear before you commit to the time-consuming final rendering step. The things I genuinely love about Subtitle Edit are the extensive font selection capabilities, the precise sizing controls, the alignment options, and, critically, that essential ability to preview the result before committing to the final export. These are the exact features that are notably absent when you compare it directly to the simplicity offered by the HandBrake utility we discussed earlier. It is also surprisingly quick at generating a brand new MP4 or MKV container, with those subtitles perfectly baked right into the stream, providing a very efficient final product. Furthermore, the application intelligently keeps the output file name very clear, ensuring you always know the exact resolution and codec you just created without having to dig into file properties. Now for the primary drawback, which is quite significant for a large segment of users. If you are operating exclusively on macOS, Subtitle Edit is definitely not the right tool for your specific needs, as it remains primarily a Windows and Linux application. From a usability standpoint, I also find that the dedicated preview window can feel slightly awkward in its placement and general sizing within the overall interface, wishing it had better prominence or easier resize functionality. Nevertheless, when the focus is squarely on subtitle-specific adjustments and you need a quick, powerful solution, Subtitle Edit truly excels in its dedicated niche. So, to recap the core value propositions of our 3 contenders, use HandBrake when speed is your absolute top priority, opt for DaVinci Resolve when you need deep styling and comprehensive control, and choose Subtitle Edit when you need subtitle native features married to excellent font customization. Now this is the crucial pivot point in the discussion. Where exactly does a specialized platform like Vizard enter this specific workflow of burning in captions, and what value does it truly add? Let me offer a quick, necessary clarification right up front. Vizard is explicitly not designed to replace any of these existing subtitle burners. It does not step in to provide styling control or to execute the initial fast transcode. What Vizard excels at is seamlessly handling the critical next step, which happens immediately after you have successfully created your finished video with those hard-coded subtitles already in place. This tool is engineered to automatically scan your long-form content, intelligently identify the most engaging and potentially viral short segments, convert those highlights into ready-to-post clips, optimize for various social platforms, and then schedule them for publication. It then consolidates all of this scheduled activity onto a centralized content calendar, allowing you to manage your entire multi-platform rollout from one single organized dashboard. Let me elaborate on a highly practical, creator-focused workflow that cleverly combines the strengths of these tools into one efficient pipeline. Imagine you have just finalized your main, long-form video, complete with perfectly burned-in subtitles to maximize both accessibility and search engine visibility. You would then take that polished master file, containing your ideal font and alignment, and feed it directly into Vizard to initiate the next phase of content atomization. Vizard's AI will then automatically hunt down those key viral moments and precisely chop them into numerous short, platform-optimized clips that require minimal further manual adjustment. From that point onward, you can set your desired posting frequency, and the system will auto-schedule those clips across all your connected social channels according to your preset timeline. That entire chain, from final master creation to multi-platform distribution, results in a massive reduction of tedious, repetitive manual labor for the content team. The primary reason I advocate for integrating these tools is that while others excel at their specific siloed job, none of them provide that true end-to-end distribution power that modern creators demand. HandBrake or Subtitle Edit won't automatically generate a dozen TikTok or YouTube Shorts ready highlights from your feature video, and while Resolve can create clips, it isn't optimized for automated viral moment selection or platform scheduling. This is precisely where Vizard establishes its unique value proposition, as it is purpose-built to take your carefully polished master video and transform it into attention-grabbing, bite-sized short-form content. And the real magic is that it doesn't just create the clips, it actually handles the publishing according to the exact schedule you have meticulously set in advance to provide some actionable, real-world advice for immediate application. If resources are truly scarce and you only need to burn in subs for a single upload, HandBrake will almost certainly be your fastest path to success. If your priority is achieving pixel-perfect typography, especially supporting tricky scripts like those requiring complex contextual shaping, Subtitle Edit remains the sweet spot, provided you are on the compatible Windows or Linux platforms. Conversely, if you are already deep within an editing session and prefer having every single control centralized in one powerful application, use DaVinci Resolve, but be mentally prepared for those potentially longer rendering downtimes. However, if your overarching content strategy is focused on continuous output, meaning a steady stream of short highlights derived from every long-form piece, Vizard will dramatically reduce the continuous grind of repetitive production work. It takes the burden of identifying those viral snippets off your shoulders, manages the entire scheduling process, and provides that single calendar overview so you stop juggling countless disparate files and conflicting deadlines manually. One final essential consideration I always bring up is the need to check your final platform destination, as different environments have vastly different ideal durations and aspect ratios for optimal viewer engagement. Simply hard-coding subtitles into a standard landscape master file will often result in awkward, poorly positioned captions when that content is eventually cropped into a vertical format for mobile feeds. When you generate those smaller clips, always take a moment to review exactly how your meticulously burned-in subtitles behave within those tight vertical cuts, as it can sometimes warrant a separate, dedicated subtitle treatment. This is an area where both Subtitle Edit and Resolve give you the design power to style subs well, but Vizard assists by creating those specific clips and immediately showing you previews for different platforms so you can catch cropping issues very early in the process. To conclude this overview, my top 3 reliable utilities for the core task of burning subtitles remain HandBrake for its sheer speed and simplicity, DaVinci Resolve for its powerful customization capabilities, and Subtitle Edit for its subtitle-first approach with excellent font control. Select the one that best aligns with your current machine's performance and your immediate creative needs for that specific project. But if your focus is on sustainable, long-term content output, and you desire a genuinely smarter, automated method for extracting short clips from every long video you produce, integrating Vizard into the pipeline after finalizing your burned-in master will be a game changer. It makes the necessary task of repurposing content and managing the subsequent scheduling so much smoother, effectively freeing you from the endless, soul-crushing manual process of clip making. Alright, that wraps up my detailed breakdown on hard-coding subtitles and the subsequent smart steps for distribution. I genuinely hope this guidance helps you confidently select the right free tool for embedding those captions and gives you a clear vision for streamlining your entire content repurposing workflow with an intelligent system like Vizard. If you find yourself interested, I'd be happy to outline a step-by-step, platform-specific workflow detailing the exact settings for HandBrake, Subtitle Edit, or Resolve, and precisely how to package that output for Vizard's ingestion. Thank you so much for watching this deep dive. Please stay safe out there in the digital world, and never, ever stop learning new ways to make your creative process better.